good choices through you. Don't let me make good choices through someone else. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you these things and I want you to hold on to these. Okay? First of all, Jesus brings justice for all. He brings strength for you when you're weary. The other thing that Jesus brings is hope for the suffering. Now, y'all ever seen anybody suffering? You know, sometimes suffering ain't just because somebody's pushing down or you're pulling. Sometimes you're going through something. And it's like you're suffering, right, Mario? It seems like, Lord, why am I suffering? I serve you. How come I'm going through this? The Lord is always going to set you up for a win. How come that happened? Because, you have Jesus. He gives you hope. And you're wondering what's going to happen. He gives you hope for that suffering. So you won't fail. So while you're in the middle of something, just think you're going to come out of it because of Jesus. The next thing, he gives good news. That's what we're talking about. Good news for the world. God sent Jesus here because he's the good news to let us know that we were going to be with God forever. A lot of times now I watch a lot of preaching that's going on, and we forget to talk about the good news.
Yeah.
We forget to talk about Jesus as the good news. Sometimes we talk about everything we can think of, but besides Jesus being the good news. Isn't that something? And sometimes God has to remind you, you're not in a bad state. You know why? Because you have Jesus. You know why? You're here today. You know why? Because you're listening for his voice. You know why y'all blessed today? Because you made it here. Yeah. God adds to your life when you're in the presence of God.
Yes.
One of the things you're going to find out, just because everybody's over there don't mean that's where it's all at.
That's right.
It just means it's over there. You ever seen, you ever seen these handful of people that everything is working right? Everybody ain't there.
Yeah.
How come that happens to y'all? Because God is putting us where everybody ain't. It's working. Go to Philippians. Let's get a little scripture. Philippians 4 and 13. Go to Philippians 4 and 13. Let me tell y'all what's going to happen. The Lord's going to bless you when you walk out of here. People are going to ask you questions like, well, that's like cheating, brother. No, it's not. It's because you took the time to get in the presence of God, and then God blessed you. It's people that want to be here today, but they had something else to be. Or then, you ever seen anybody in the wrong place at the wrong time? All right. Now, Philippians 4 and 13 says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ.
Yes.
That strengthens me. Do you think it's too hard for you? No. You can do all things through who? Christ. You can do all things through who? The good news. That's why God sent the good news here, because you can do it. I'm here today to encourage you about things. Well, it doesn't look like it's very many people, but I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. The Lord has a special road for each one of y'all today. You might think your road is like, it's different and you're not where everybody is, but everyone in here is not kind of blessed. You're super blessed. Well, Bishop, you're only saying that because they're in front of you. Well, I'm saying it because the Lord is making it come out of it. I can see what God is getting ready to do for you. You're carrying on and you're not looking for everybody else. You're looking for Jesus to do things.
Amen.
We're talking about Jesus today. We're talking about the power through Christ. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Not all things through everybody else that strengthens you. Right? God promises to give us supernatural help to accomplish what we could not do on our own. He promises us to give us supernatural help to accomplish things that we could not do by ourselves. Right, Mario? Yeah, you couldn't have done it by yourself. I'll use Mario because he's in the front. Mario had a stroke. He was down he was down where he couldn't even move. But God
Yes.
Jesus gave him supernatural help. He
Yes.
he never gave up on God. Yeah, through that suffering, he gave you what? Hope. The hope we're talking through. That wasn't nothing easy. You had a stroke where you barely moving it. You need some hope. Who can give you hope? Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling on the doctor, but I need some supernatural help.